What is up, beautiful people of YouTube? Today we're going to be looking basically at another premiere of my channel. And today, as you're going to read by the title, we're going to be looking at TAEMIN and Two Kids. And again, like always, we're not going to actually plan in a timing how long these videos tend to take. It's just me talking about the videos. And of course, I'm going to be in chat with you guys to discuss anything that pops up on your mind or actually in this video. The reason why I want to choose this particular video is that when I watched the real MV for the first time, I really enjoyed it. The reason why I enjoyed it is because of the simplicity. It's because of how it was shot, and it's nothing overly crazy, but the storytelling was really good, and I really just fell more or less in love with this kind of way of doing music videos. I always think that you can have the best places to shoot. You know, you can have the most expensive equipment, you can have the most expensive locations to shoot. You know, you can have everything, but if you have a very bad storytelling, it doesn't really do a lot for you. And what I'm trying to tell a lot of new filmmakers is that sometimes, or not even filmmakers, even if you just want to direct and you don't even want to touch a camera, that's fine as well. If you want to have a little look at locations, sometimes the best locations are right in the city you live or in the neighborhood you live, because you know these locations really well and you're able to utilize and use these locations to or with your power, which I think is just fantastic. And that's why I really enjoyed TAEMIN and Two Kids. I think what they did here with choosing a city, of course, they have a bigger budget so they can fly all around the world if they wanted to and film there. And I'm happy they went with Paris. I know Paris as well. I've been there a couple of times. I think it's a really good city to film in. I think it has some very good aesthetics to film in. And that's also the reason why I actually like it. Also, guys, if you're wondering why I'm a little bit quiet, I'm filming around 2 o'clock in the morning and there are a few other people in the house, so I don't want to wake them up. I hope that's okay. But I would say let's jump right into the video. And of course, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed to be part of the next video. And of course, I really like the idea, and I'm happy that you guys also grasped that idea that, you know, doing these premieres is not only for me trying to show that I'm active on YouTube, it's also a chance for you guys to talk among each other, with one another, about the videos that you see, and I'm just going to be in chat with you guys. And of course, if there's any technical questions, even if I don't know the answer, I will always do my best to look it up and learn it myself for future reference. So I would say let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into TAEMIN with Two Kids, which I still think is a great video. I have to go back a little bit because I had to see if the sound was working. I made the video a little bit smaller on my screen, so you will see it a bit smaller here. But that's because then you can also have a chance of reading the subtitles a little bit better, because sometimes I notice that my head is on top of them and it doesn't really help anyone. So I would just say, let's go. I thought this was a very good little first moment, you know, to say, you know, because of COVID-19, this was all filmed before it. Damn, you know, that virus really destroyed a lot in this world, and it destroyed a lot of opportunities. And even with my filming company, sadly, it also just went down the drain a little bit because, you know, COVID happened, you're restricted to what you could do, and even filming on sets, you know, is near to impossible. You know, there's so many regulations that you have to keep up, to the points that small players, and I'm going to consider myself as a small player, it's really hard to keep up because your budgets just go much higher. You have so many more precautions to take care of. But it's a nice remembrance on how the city used to be, no? Paris. You know, a lot of people always say, why do you hate face softening so much? We're looking at TAEMIN's face here right now in the most natural way. But what I like about it is that his face is okay. There is no problem with it. We don't need to face soften anyone's face for no reason. I mean, what's even the purpose of that? You know, we don't need to do that. Let's stay natural. There's one thing that I learned, though, working with a lot of Korean co-workers lately. They tend to be a little bit of a rougher skin, and that's because of the pollution that's in the air. It might be wrong, but this is also why they use a lot of skincare on their face to make sure that everything is good, because, well, the pollution there seems to be much higher, and that seems to be the cause of why they want to hide that as well, like the bad skin.
올해 이제 예정돼 있는 새로운 뮤직비디오가 될 것 같습니다. 기대 많이 해주세요. 이따가 준비하고 나서 다시 올게. 안녕.
What? When did they do this?
아직 2월이에요.
One sec, I want to investigate this, okay? Because when I saw this video, I didn't think of them using this much equipment. And theoretically, it's not even that much of equipment. You know, they have a few lights, floodlights in the backlights or panels in the backlight. We have a crane to hold him up. But I love how simple of a setup it is.
정말 춥다. 아직
Can you just imagine the people who live up there and they go like, they're doing this all for a Korean boy? They don't even know who this guy is, most likely.
2월이에요. 2월에 반팔이에요. 알죠? 그 비 오는 게 눈보다 추운 거.
Ah, it was for this scene. Okay.
다리 여기 좀 모아도 되겠다. 아, 이거 진짜 허리가.
It's I still think it's fantastic though that they still bring their own crew with from Korea. And I really think that's actually good about the Koreans. I've learned a lot in the past that no matter what project it is, they will always try to bring their own people all the way from their country to anywhere in the world to do the shooting. Of course, if there's some technical stuff and people they need to rent certain equipment or so from the local countries, for example, here now in France, they will of course have some French people there. But it's always good to, you know, support your own country still, you know, and make the most out of it. And also shows how much dedicated they are, because this is more expensive than just getting locals.
와, 퀴즈는 저희 내적 갈등이나 이런 부분들을 조금 뮤직비디오에서 녹여낸 그런 느낌이라고 생각하시면.
They really went out of board though. I didn't really expect at all that they used so much equipment basically on set. Wait, what? Was there one guy who's there to clean? Wait, what? Why is he cleaning that? One sec. One sec. Do you see how they have to keep the car as water clean as possible? That one guy's job was just to make sure that there was no water in the car. Nice equipment again. Look at that camera work. I think it's on someone's holding it. But what I want to say about this video generally is why I really like it. These are things that, guys, you can do as well. You know, you can buy yourself a very old busty car, break off the mirror. It's not that expensive. You can buy cars like this for 500 euro. It doesn't have to run. It only has to be on set. You know, just think about it. Of course, it's going to cost you some money to bring it there, but it's still much more cost effective than to do it with a new car to look fancy. And this is an old car. It shows that you don't have to be super expensive all the time. And best thing is, you know, with old cars, there's always spare parts. You can just put the mirror back on again. It's not like the car is destroyed all of a sudden. You can sell it again, you know? I wonder what this guy's role actually is. Is like, really, what is this guy's role? Because he's not Korean. That means he has to be most likely French. I'm curious. And I think what his job is, for some reason, I think they rented all this equipment in France because, of course, to take it with from Korea is way too expensive. This guy's responsibility is only to control the equipment. That's what I think he is. So he has to be very close to everything that's happening. For example, with that light, maybe they're saying that light is too bright. They have to dim it down a little bit. And that guy's job is to then find a way to dim it down and communicate it to his team. Look how simple this is all filmed though. Oh, we saw a bit of equipment there. I think that's a Ronin. That's, I think, a Ronin 1 or Ronin 2. I think it's a Ronin 2. I can't see what camera's on top of it. Could be a DSLR, but I can't recognize it. Again, that light bar. I really need to get one of these. They're so expensive to get though, but they're fantastic. Really, really nice. Very nice flooring though. Like, one thing that's... I'll get to it. If you look here, for example, I love it when it rains actually. It causes like this small little reflection on top of on top of the floor, which is super, super nice to look at. And for him to sit on it, look how great it just looks. It looks like he's melting in the floor with these reflections here. Fantastic. Again, if it was intentional, maybe not, but they made the most out of it. Nice. Very simple, but beautiful to look at. I really didn't know the production was this big. For some reason, I didn't expect them to have floodlights like this. But look at all the extras and everything they hired. I thought they just filmed this in nature. But it seems like even here things are staged. Which is still okay though, you know? Who's gonna be awake at 10 o'clock in the night anyway? Wait, what? He's gonna go for a walk? I'm curious. Sorry, after getting out of the water, I take a shower and take a walk for a while. And I feel a little tired and drowsy. And in that state I feel so cold.
지금 뭐지? 지갑도 잃어버리고 이제 뭔가 여기 ATM 기계한테 좀 분풀이랄까?
I'm really curious if they set this up though, you know, that they really wanted to use this location. I mean, you can see all the lighting is set up and everything, but if it was me, I would have just guerrilla'd it and set up my equipment, choose any ATM and filmed there. Because it seems like it's an active ATM, you know? You can see the lights and everything working, so it must be working. Super cool. Oh, you see? They are guerrilla. I don't know if they got permission to use this ATM or not. Most likely they did. But he already says that he needs to put his anger into the machine, but he doesn't want to break it. That means I'm questioning if they really got... It shows it's a real machine and it's not a fake prop. It's interesting though that they need to find an alternative to make him look angry without actually destroying it. Nice. Very nice shots. Nice pants as well. Dior. Gonna cost you a couple thousand. Really nice video though so far, no? Like guys, it's a really fun video to look at. Very nice spotlight actually. Look how strong it is. This one, and it follows him and everything. Really cool. This was that scene, I remember that I watched, now I know that I reviewed this. It was that one scene, this one where I was like, this looked a little bit staged because no one in France would walk into you like this, at least not talk back to you. So that's how you knew that this was all acting. Super cool though. Now I understand that the production was much bigger than I thought. But again, a lot of this stuff you can mimic in your productions as well. Just get a couple of friends, you know, let them all dress up a little bit different and just walk into you. It doesn't have to be bystanders, you know. It's could be totally fine as well. I'm still very curious though about how they filmed in all these different locations. And the reason why I'm asking is because if it was me, I would just go ahead and film there. Most likely, of course, they ask for all the permission to see, can we film there? Can we set up all our equipment there? They will have their vans somewhere nearby, of course, so they can park there as well. But for the people who are interested, and it's something that scares me a lot, is that sometimes buildings can be copyrighted, which is really scary. I remember that it wasn't my project, but one of my old bosses went for a project. They did a photo shoot on a location. It was a nature park in France. And they then found out that the nature park had a copyright protection and they were not allowed to actually use it on any of their videos. So we paid a lot of money to organize this photo shoot for this product, and then we find out that we're not allowed to use it because it seems like the water, the mountains and everything had a copyright protection on it. Really crazy. I didn't know that existed on things like that. On a mountain and on buildings, I can understand it, but it's always a little bit scary. You can really see that TAEMIN has a good inspiration though for Michael Jackson. I mean, the colors. Oops! Every time I hit my mic, it just ugh. No, but every time I see TAEMIN, I always think of him like he's trying to still show that he's a little bit of Michael Jackson. Those kind of moves. For example, here, but he's adding his own little vibe to it, his own flavor. Oh, we saw a bit of equipment there actually. I don't know why, guys. I just have to stop a little bit when I see equipment. We have to pause and go for it. For example, this building, most likely they had to rent out because they wanted to show all the lightings here on and these all being off. Damn, I really underestimated how expensive this production for TAEMIN was. I thought they really just went to Paris on a flight ticket. They had a few equipment guys with them and they filmed it, but they actually planned a lot. I'm actually fully surprised by it. It really shows that, if you want to do something proper, you might as well do it proper. And they're doing it really proper. They're taking all the precautions. But setup-wise, it's nothing crazy. Camera, gimbal, good lighting. Of course, you have all of these parts, of course, that you can rent in the location you are. Just find a production company and they will set these things up for you. And it should be totally fine. One thing that's very interesting, let me go back again and then we can go and watch TAEMIN again singing a little bit. When you go out on a set and you have production companies that need to build these things up for you, keep a little eye on them because they tend to never be on time. I don't know why. And this has happened in Germany. This happened in Russia. This happened in multiple locations. And basically, these are the things that basically need to keep an eye on because if they're late, your production is late, and you're just going to have a bad day. It causes a lot of stress generally. You can see that he's slowly getting tired though. Really? The sun is rising? Can you imagine how late they're shooting this because of the timings? They want to have all the peace, all the freedom they have, but look at all the production vans in the background. That's what I mean. Like, all these things cost money, I've really underestimated this project, so TAEMIN, I'm very sorry. I didn't expect it to be this crazy.
저의 TPG 뮤직비디오 촬영 현장. 비도 그쳤고 바닥도 말라가고. 근데 바닥이 진짜 빨리 마른다.
But it must be really fun though to shoot with someone this ambitious, to have a good time on the shoot and to be not only his manager but guiding him on making this video as good as possible.
이제 뮤직비디오 촬영용으로 조금 만들었어요. 근데 제가 만들 때부터 그러니까 감정선을 가야 될지 음악에 맞춰야 될지 이게 조금 뭐라 해야 될까? 좀 하기 어려웠던 것 같아요. 제가 안 하던 스타일이라고 해야 되나?
You see, like, he even prepared all the new choreography for this music video. Like I say, I really underestimated this video. I'm actually more surprised with TAEMIN and the entire company that stands behind him. Fantastic. They really believe in him as a prodigy. That's good.
잘 제가 이렇게 연기가 안 된다고 해야 되나? 조금 수월하지 못했던 것 같아요. 너무 힘주고 하는 것도 조금 무드에 깨지는 것 같고 그렇다고 힘을 너무 빼고 해서도 좀 안 되는 것 같고 딱 중간이 좀 어려운 것 같아요. 진짜
Ah, super cool. Is that a camera? Oh yeah, they have a camera underneath here. That is super cool. I don't know if they use that shot actually, but it's a nice way of someone really just saying, I have no energy anymore, I'm tired, and really falling down to the floor. That's a really cool setup they did here. I mean, that's plexiglass, and you can see they blackened off here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's all black curtains, blackouts, and they do that because they don't want any light hitting that camera. So it really gives this effect being as good as possible, as clean as possible. Looks really good. We can also see that we have some antennas here, most likely to shoot this video over to a bigger screen somewhere in a van where the producer is sitting and checking if everything is fine. Super nice shot though. Now I know. Now I know how they do it. Oh wait, did someone just say thank you? Someone actually said thank you, and that did not sound Korean. So they do have a French production team there. Thank you. Oh, and there's this guy again. Wait, is he cleaning this? He's just to clean the water off the, or his footprints of it. Nice equipment. One sec, I want to have a little bit of a look. Again, I think this is the wrong 3. We have not one monitor because this guy is having a look at... They're all looking at this monitor, but you have the one guy making sure that he's guiding him. That's always his guidance person.
연기한다.
Can you just imagine that these guys are just walking next to a legend and they just don't even know it?
아니 아이들이 너무 행복하게 준비하고
One sec. I wanted to see something. I don't know why. I'm getting all these good memories basically of when I was also on many production projects, and it's just so much fun to be behind the scene to see how these things are being executed, you know, whether you're the star or not, even just being the guy holding the camera or holding a light stick, it's just so cool. I wanted to check something. I think this is most likely one of them, most likely security. Maybe not, maybe he's just there to do his thing, but I think that's a production fan. Very nice shot generally. He really looks broken down here. I love... This was the part, okay? So here you can see that he's just shooting in open space. There is no one holding back this individual. You know, they're all just living their lives. They could all just look over. I think it's just beautiful to use these kind of locations. If I have a tip for myself, if someone ever asked me to film a music video in the future again, I would for sure make sure that I shoot very early, that I'm not in the daytime where it's super busy. I would do it when everything is still closed. People are going to school, people are in a rush, they're out of space, out of, you know, in their own mindset, and you don't want to really do it in a time when it's too busy. This is a really good learning as well for me. I love this pants. And this is it?
무엇보다도 파리에서 정말 촬영을 너무 꼭 하고 싶어서 사전부터 수많은 회의와 과정들이 있었는데 그래도
Guys, because of TAEMIN, this is no joke, I colored my hair blonde as well. It's a little bit, well, it doesn't look that blonde anymore, but what color should I do it next? Because I can color the blonde into any other color. Should I make it more blonde or not? Like, I was thinking to make it, you see the brown here? Make this completely blonde. What do you guys think? I really want to know. I'm really just admiring this video because this is a very good video for anyone who just wants to start out with videography and film in a city. Of course, if you have a production company and they have a lot of money that they can throw it, you know, making sure that they can save the locations and that you can film there without issues. Some of these shots like this one, you can just do by yourself, and you just need to be there on time and the right location at the right time to have all your peace in mind. And one thing that I learned as well, that if you are on set and you are filming something, make sure that you have some friends with you and that you don't feel like you're all alone with another person. The more people you have, the bigger your group is, the better everything goes. I'm still very curious who this man is because we see him multiple times and I think he's some sort of producer, but I'm not very sure. But he's very curious about him, no? He's very interested. Very nice video, TAEMIN. Very nice video. I think that's it, no? Yep, that's actually it. And the reason why I wanted to go over this one today is because I really just appreciate how simple directing can be. Or not directing, sorry. How simple a video can be while telling an amazing story. And of course, again, I need to go into the point again. If you're a new filmmaker, this is going to be very expensive for you to pull off, okay? You need a lot of props. You need, of course, a team to make sure that everything works out, especially if you want to fly to a country that's not your country. You have to make sure that there are local people there as well. It costs a lot of money. But that's what I'm trying to say, that if you're near a city, let's say Berlin, okay? I live near Berlin, let's say. Go to Berlin early in the mornings. I've been awake early in the mornings, and you find really good locations sometimes, and you do not need to ask for permissions. And I would just say, just get a little bit of a group, film something super cool, and just go with it. Go with the flow. And I think this video is just so inspirational. And I've shared this video to kids many times with some filmmakers already to say, man, look how beautiful it is. There are no sets, you know, we're not in a production room where everything is built up. This is Paris. They have to use the natural assets that are there. Of course, you can turn on lights on and off, you know, inside of a building to help you with your video shoot. But for this particular video, it's just one amazing production. And I really just admire this. I admire the simplicity and yet the complexity that it put inside of it. And I'll be honest, like I said, I did underestimate this entire production. I really did underestimate everything that actually happened. But I learned like this. I learned what happened, and that's what you need to do. You know, that's why you need to analyze these videos to actually see what did you see and what did you not see, and how can you make that what you saw better that you didn't see. You know, you need to play around. You need to always be willing to learn how to improve things. I just want to say, this is, you know, advice is a really good video, but when it comes to plain simplicity, this is literally amazing. Two Kids is a great song, but the video complements it even better. The only thing that I think that is missing a little bit, it would have been a little bit of a backstory with a second person, maybe like a silhouette of another person, two kids, because we're talking about two people, but we only see TAEMIN. Maybe that would have added a little bit more of romance, but I'm happy that they also just stuck with TAEMIN, for the consistency, to show his emotion, to show he just broke up or whatever just happened, it's over. And they have to tell his side of the story, and he's going through a rough time, because it tends to always go like this. When a relationship is over, this other person is not in the story anymore. So they did a fantastic job there, of course. But guys, that's actually all that I have to review. Like always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'm in chat. Put in the chat what you think of it. And of course, I also reviewed the other video yesterday. But when I have time, I like to make videos like this, and I like to be on chat with you guys, have a little talk in the chat as well with each other. If you haven't yet, please make sure to check out the Discord. We're growing there slowly, and we're looking for more ambitious people. So I'm going to share the link with you there, of course. And also make sure to check out the Patreon. That's going to support out the channel. And also, of course, going to support some charities around the world. I'm already looking into a few charities which I can support, because my goal is to give everyone a little bit of a chance, for instruments, and send them to schools where they just don't have access to them because they just don't have the money for it. And instead of giving money to countries, I prefer to send them actually instruments which schools can use. I think that's so much more important. And maybe the next prodigy will be born out of this money. You don't know, but if you don't try, you don't know. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. And also, sorry, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. And thank you very much for watching, guys. And like I always say, see you on the next video. Oh, I got something in my throat. Very sorry. But I'll see you then, guys. And have a good one. Bye-bye.